You're sitting on your couch, your phone is in your hand, there's a task you need to do, something simple, something important, but you tell yourself, just 5 more minutes, then reality freezes. The air crystallizes around you. Your breath suspends mid-exhale. The light in the room bends, warps, refracts into something that shouldn't exist. You feel heat on your skin, not temperature, something else. The sensation of being observed by a presence that knows you better than you know yourself. A figure materializes in front of you. It's you, but not you. This version stands in a tailored suit, confident posture, clear eyes. The apartment behind this version is floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking a city you've never been able to afford, luxury you can feel in the air like static electricity. This version is holding a tablet displaying numbers, 7 figures, 8 figures, wealth you can't comprehend. This version of you speaks. The voice is yours, but sharper, colder, unforgiving. This is what you traded for 5 more minutes on your phone. The hologram dissolves. The heat remains. You're left staring at your hand, at the phone, at the person you just saw who was supposed to be you, who would have been you if you had just started, if you had never said later, if you had never chosen comfort over execution. I am the simulator. I've been calculating the cost of every delay, every postponement, every moment you chose distraction over direction. And now you're going to see the exact price of your procrastination. Not in guilt, not in regret, in numbers, in alternate lives, in futures you aborted before they could breathe. Here's your question. What's the one thing you know you should have done that you still haven't done? Drop it in the comments, say it out loud, make it real. Subscribe now if you want to discover what else your future is hiding from you, because each video is a window into what you never realized you were losing. The ability activates fully. You're not just seeing one alternate version. You're seeing a running counter, a parallel account, your lost wealth balance. Every time you procrastinate, the number updates in real time. You spend 30 minutes scrolling social media instead of working on your side project. The counter appears, floating in your peripheral vision like augmented reality you can't turn off. $847. That's not arbitrary. That's the calculated compound value of what that 30 minutes would have generated if you'd invested it in the business idea you've been sitting on for 3 years. You skip the gym again. The counter updates. $1,203. Not because exercise directly makes money, but because the health decline from inactivity will cost you energy, focus, and years of productive capacity. The simulator shows you the compound interest of vitality you're burning. You put off learning that skill. The course you bookmarked 8 months ago, the thing you said you'd master when you have time. The counter jumps $34,591. That's what you would have earned if you'd finished the course, applied the knowledge, and built the momentum that was supposed to start last year. The environment distorts around each procrastination. Colors desaturate, the air thickens. Your apartment physically reorganizes itself, cheaper furniture phases in, nicer items flicker out of existence. You're watching your reality downgrade in real time based on choices you're making right now. You ignored an email from a potential client. Too intimidating. Too much work, you told yourself you'd respond tomorrow. Asterisk $1,400. The client went to someone else. That's not just money, that's a relationship, a reference, a network node that would have led to 10 other opportunities. The simulator shows you the branching tree of connections that just withered because you were afraid. The psychological weight sets in. This isn't about money, it's about something more disturbing. You're seeing all the versions of yourself you killed by choosing ease over effort. You had a book idea. You never wrote it. $127,000. Not just from sales, from the speaking engagements that would have followed. The authority you would have built. The doors that open for people who finish what they start. You wanted to learn a language. You downloaded the app, you used it twice. $91,200. That's the career opportunities in international markets you could have accessed. The relationships you could have built. The version of your brain that becomes sharper through linguistic expansion. The simulator reveals the mechanism. Every small procrastination is a compound interest failure, not just of money, of capability, confidence, momentum, identity. Each delay doesn't just cost you the thing you didn't do. It costs you the person who would have done the next thing, and the next thing, and the next. You're not losing money. You're losing iterations of yourself. The visions intensify. You start seeing them, the alternate versions of you who didn't procrastinate. Version 1 appears while you're making coffee. This version learned to code 5 years ago when you first thought about it. This version is working remotely from Bali, running 3 apps, generating passive income while sleeping. This version looks at you with something worse than contempt. Version 2 manifests during your commute. This version finished the master's degree, published the research, built the network. This version is being headhunted by companies you've never heard of because you're not in the circles where those companies recruit. This version looks at you with frustration, like watching someone drown in shallow water. Version 3 appears in your bedroom. This version invested early, not in crypto or stocks in themselves, of courses, mentors, tools, experiences. This version compounded knowledge the way you've compounded excuses. This version has a calm you've never felt, the calm that comes from knowing you executed when it mattered. Version 4 shows up at your desk. This version started the YouTube channel 7 years ago. This version has millions of subscribers, book deals, speaking tours. This version doesn't look at you at all. You're beneath notice. This version is busy living the life you said you'd start next year for the last 7 years. Each version carries an expression you can tend see. Arrependimento, frustração, indiferença, piedade. The simulator explains what you're witnessing. Asterisk, asterisk, procrastination is auto-assassination of possible futures. Asterisk, asterisk, every time you delay, you're not just postponing a task, you're murdering a timeline. You're choosing the death of a version of yourself who would have done it, built from it, become from it. You see the pattern now. The online course you never took gives the skill you never developed, gives the career pivot you never made, gives the income level you never reached, gives the confidence you never built, gives the relationships you never attracted, gives the life you never lived. One decision. 7 years of compound consequences. The versions multiply. You see hundreds of them, thousands each one representing a micro choice you made to scroll instead of study, to binge instead of build, to comfort instead of create. Some versions are extraordinarily wealthy. Some are just ... better, healthier, calmer, more skilled, more connected, more alive. You start to feel it physically, the weight of unused potential. Half your intelligence has been running on idle for years. Half your energy has been spent on avoiding the very things that would have energized you. You've been protecting yourself from effort while effort was the only thing that could have saved you. The simulator shows you the mathematics. If you worked 1 focused hour per day on your craft for 5 years, that's 1,825 hours. At modest rates, that's $200,000 in developed skills, completed projects, and opened doors. You spent those hours on content that evaporated from your memory the second you consumed it. The counter keeps climbing. Not the money you have, the money you don't, the life you traded for temporary comfort, the compound interest of self-betrayal. Then you see the final version, the one that breaks the simulation. This version never procrastinated. Not once. Every task executed immediately, every opportunity seized, every delay eliminated. The wealth is staggering, generational, transformative, incomprehensible. But this version looks destroyed. Hollow eyes, mechanical movements. This version speaks without emotion. I optimized myself into a machine. I never rested. I never played. I never let myself be human. I won, and I lost everything that made winning meaningful. The simulator reveals the paradox. This version sacrificed love for leverage, relationships for revenue, joy for execution, presence for productivity. This version became so efficient at never procrastinating that they forgot why they were working in the first place. You're standing between 2 deaths now, the death of never starting, the death of never stopping. The versions begin to collapse around you. They're not separate anymore, they're all screaming at once. The apartment distorts, multiple realities overlay. You see yourself failing in real time across 1,000 timelines. You see yourself succeeding but alone. You see yourself rich but empty. You see yourself fulfilled but broke. The counter explodes into fragments of light. Numbers scatter across your vision like shrapnel. The simulator shows you the final truth. Asterisk, asterisk, there is no perfect version. There is only the tension between action and rest, between ambition and humanity, between who you are and who you're becoming. Asterisk, asterisk, procrastination isn't just fear of work, it's fear of transformation. Because if you actually did the thing, you'd become someone new, someone you don't know yet, someone who demands more of you than you believe you can give. And maybe, sometimes, procrastination is your nervous system protecting you from burning out like the version you just saw, that one who never stopped, never rested, never let themselves be vulnerable or imperfect or human. The visions fade, the counters disappear. You're back in your living room. The task is still waiting, but now you understand. The choice isn't between procrastination and execution. It's between dying slowly from inaction and dying slowly from relentless action. The third option, the one nobody tells you, is learning to execute without self-destruction, to build without burning, to grow without grinding yourself into dust. The simulator delivers its final analysis. You think you procrastinate because you're lazy, but procrastination is fear, it's self-protection. It's the way your mind shields you from a life that demands more than you believe you can sustain. Sometimes procrastination is self-betrayal. Sometimes it's self-preservation. The wisdom is knowing which is which. You're afraid of starting because starting means you might fail. But you're also afraid of never stopping because never stopping means you might lose yourself. Both fears are valid. Both can destroy you. The versions you saw aren't accusers, they're possibilities. Some of them would have made you rich. Some would have made you miserable. Most would have made you both. The question isn't which version was right. The question is, which version of suffering do you choose? The suffering of never trying, or the suffering of trying so hard you forget why you started? Here's what the simulator knows that you don't. Your procrastination isn't the enemy. Your lack of self-awareness is. If you procrastinate because you're afraid, that's data. If you procrastinate because you need rest, That's wisdom. If you procrastinate because you don't actually want the thing you think you want, that's clarity. The real question isn't what would I have if I never procrastinated. The real question is, what do I actually want to build, and am I willing to become the person who builds it? Because becoming that person costs something. It costs the version of you who stays comfortable, who stays small, who stays safe. If you could see exactly how much your procrastination has cost you, what would you change today? Not tomorrow, today. Drop your answer in the comments. If this video made you feel something, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We don't just imagine the impossible here, we feel it. Now go watch the last simulation. What if you could feel the second you're swapped out in someone's heart? It'll show you what your heart knows before you do. Welcome to the simulator, where your futures come to haunt you before you kill them.